Welcome everybody to Rockin' Back to School. I'm Brittany and I'm here with Danielle. And we are going to be talking today about how to streamline all of your online communication and all of your online needs with parents using ClassTag. So basically about putting everything onto ClassTag. So I'm going to get my ClassTag homepage opened up, and if you haven't signed up for ClassTag, you can head over to the website now and sign up. It'd be a great time to do it because we're going to wait a couple minutes for people to start typing in our chat. And for everybody who stays today, we're going to write about it in the chat, but we also have a free resource on some tips about how to use ClassTag and streamline and get everything on there and keep it really organized and really make the most of it. So I'm going to get ClassTag presenting. All right, and we're going to put it on there, and we're going to really put the focus on ClassTag. You'll still be able to hear me and Danielle and communicate with us in the chat, but we're going to be, I'll actually make it small now while we're reading. I'll make it big when we start exploring though. So good evening, everybody. If you want to tell us where you're from or a question you have about streamlining all of your online learning on ClassTag, you can put it in there and we'll try to get to it tonight.
I'd love to hear from our experienced ClassTag users, hear some ideas on how you've streamlined all your communication on ClassTag. That's what our session is going to be about tonight, but I know there's some great ideas out there.
Yeah, I remember last week we actually had some really great conversations with some of you in the chat about professional learning communities. So I'm hoping to have some great takeaways this week as well.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, go ahead, type in the chat, introduce yourself so we can get to all your questions. Please don't be shy about asking anything while we're going through how to streamline remote learning with ClassTag tonight.
Hey, LaMonica from Chicago. I lived in Chicago a year ago. I was there for a whole year, and I love the city. So beautiful, and definitely a place to go visit.
Hi, Penny from Ohio. Welcome. All right, so we're going to start getting into this. So I'm going to make ClassTag a little bigger because we really want to focus on there. So if you have already signed up or logged in, head over to ClassTag and you can click and practice along with us so that you know how to do these things on your own once we sign up. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to change a setting really quick. Oops, okay, never mind, we'll go back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here we are on the ClassTag homepage, and there's lots of opportunities to make things accessible and put everything on ClassTag. So basically, from the beginning of the year, it's really important to let parents know that ClassTag is going to be the place where they can go to find the answers to any questions they may have about online learning, or if they need a place to get in touch with you. They don't have to wonder how to use as another app, or if they have to send you an email and worry about spelling your name right. They are just added to your class after you add them in the student directory at the beginning. And we went over those in some of our previous sessions as well. So the more accustomed that parents become to knowing that ClassTag is the place where all the communication is going to be, the better. Right, Danielle?
Yes, definitely.
So basically, this is going to kind of be the one-stop shop for if you need to coordinate an event to notify people, or if you need to coordinate volunteers for something. Maybe you want to do virtual conferences or have one-on-one meetings with your students. You can organize those on ClassTag, and it's one place for parents to go, and they get access to all that they need to get in contact with you and have good communication. So that's why this is really important, basically. So one of the things that we really want to reflect on are the different ways that parents are receiving information with our current climate going back to school in our country, right? Back to school has never looked more different. So parents have information coming at them from so many different people in so many different ways, and it can be quite overwhelming for them to keep track of it. So by giving them ClassTag and sharing links to things and pointing out notifications like when you post an assignment, that's really helpful to them. And it kind of gives them relief to know that they have calendar invitations for everything and it's all planned out and they're not going to miss anything. Because that's really our goal, is to include everybody. So one thing that you can do is add quick links. So quick links are right here at the top of your page. You can see I haven't added any yet. So you're going to click the plus button. And these are links that you're going to be using multiple times throughout the school year or in a given period of time. So if you had a class meeting link, that would be really helpful to add here. Danielle, in your experience, what are some other things that teachers like to add as quick links on the homepage?
Google Classroom, any supplemental websites or resources that students would possibly be using in the class. Mm-hmm. Also, you can have one or two of the links be school-wide, that maybe could be systems and routines, pick up information, dismissal, how your school is going to be running this year is one of the quick links. Just so it's in another secure place for parents to access when they sign into ClassTag, and they don't have to be looking through other places for that.
Do you want me to go to the school page, Danielle, or are you talking about the school just all posting the same two quick links here?
I'm just saying that if the school posts any information about like what's happening for back to school or any system that parents would need to know, you can add that as one of your quick links.
That is a really good idea. So, agreed. I see somebody's asking, do my son's teacher is using ClassTag this year? Do I need to set up a second account for me with his class, or can I see it in my ClassTag? Danielle just typed you a great response. So if anybody else is wondering about this, any other teachers who are also parents of students who are using ClassTag, you just need to use the same email address that you use for your class, the one that you facilitate as the teacher, when you sign up for your child's classroom, and then you can sign in one place and view the different classes that you are a part of on the side. So just when you click into it, it just may look different than the teacher view. You won't have all those capabilities. You would be viewing it as a parent. So just for an example, if I came into this class, this is what the parent would be viewing this classroom as. Okay, so
we have some great responses about other ways you can use the quick link bar. I see.
Call them out, Danielle.
Yeah, Bitmoji sensory room with links, morning meeting activities, classroom newsletters. Those are great ideas. Those are getting me so excited. I love hearing other teachers' great ideas because I miss teaching so much. So I just share them out. I love sharing that. So putting a Bitmoji class on there, that is so fun. And morning meeting activities. Are those activities that your students are doing by themselves? That's a question I have for you, Penny. Okay, so let me get back on track. I'm going to go back to my first grade class. And so we talked about using quick links for those. Wait, there we go. Okay, we talked about using quick links for those things that we may need to access multiple times, using it for Google Classroom or Bitmoji Sensory Room. So you can also post shared stories. So the shared stories are on the homepage. So when you go here at the top, you can click here. So everything that you attach to a shared story will get collected in the library. So if you were to attach an agenda, if you were to attach an agenda, that would be a great place to put links that you want people to have access to in the future. For example, if you had to post a daily online lesson,
be helpful to attach that, or you can attach it from Google Drive if you're utilizing Google Drive as well. So once we share something with the story, basically that attachment gets collected in the library and it's over here. And this is great for parents because you might share out the student handbook, or you might share out something at the beginning of the year that's as an attachment that they may want to go back and reference. They may have really enjoyed a resource that you shared with them. So it'll all get collected here. And one thing with the shared stories is that you can share it with the whole class, or you can just share it with a selection of students. So if you just shared it with a specific student, when you go into the library, instead of being in the communal file area, it would be in the student backpack. So you would click on the student backpack and then click on the student who you shared the story with, and any attachments that you've made will get organized here under the files area. We have yet to add any files here, but if we actually go share a story, we can do a test file share. Danielle, should we do that now, or do you want to? Should I go on to?
I think we're good to move on.
Okay.
What's most important to know is that ClassTag has so many integrations with Google, and this is one of the key factors in being able to streamline all your communication right in ClassTag. So if you are a school that uses Google, or you're a teacher who's comfortable using your Google Drive, Google Folders, Google Slides, Google Sheets, you can easily attach all of these to announcements, events. You can create parent-teacher conferences and create an automatic Google link for every individual parent that's signing up for a parent-teacher conference with you. And the best part is that if the parent or any user on ClassTag has your Google Calendar connected and you've used a Google Meet link, it's going to automatically connect right to their Google Calendar. So now not only are you having everything in ClassTag, you're not worried about having to add to your personal calendar, or did the parent receive the link so they can meet with me virtually? It makes it very simple. And for all of our ClassTag lovers out there who really enjoy the Google integrations, coming later this fall, we're going to be updating our library to have Google integration inside there, as well as the student backpack. So then you can really be able to add any lessons you have in the library for parents to access at a later date. Being able to add in those important documents that parents can edit on Google Docs if it's a form they need to fill out and they can't come to the school. And then what we launched this week is being able to, and Brittany, do you mind showing Google Import?
Okay, can you help me? Can you help walk me through this?
We can show part of it because we don't have a Google. I don't have a Google Classroom connected, or do you? But
okay.
If you create a new classroom. I also love that you can create a new classroom right by going under the 3 lines. If you have Google Classroom and you have your students and the classroom already created in Google Classroom, you can now import your student and your class, the name of your class, right into ClassTag. So if you're watching Brittany's screen right now, you connect to Google Classroom. It's going to ask you to sign in. And then once you verify access, it's going to pop up with, it looks similar to a new class, but this is actually going to link your Google Classroom class. You can decide which school you want it to go to and the grade of the class that you're going to be bringing over from Google Classroom. Then it's going to ask you to pick the Google Classroom that you already have created under your Google Class and click Import.
So this has already been imported in our other design class, so that's why it didn't work for me, but then it would bring you to your roster, right, Danielle?
Yep, exactly. And once it opens up the new class, you'll see all of your students uploaded into the directory tab. So the only thing you would have to do is go in and add your parents' ClassTag.
Awesome. All right. right. So are there any more comments or questions that we can get to right now? Because we are running way ahead of schedule. We've gotten through a whole bunch of information. We really talked about Google. Danielle, do you think it would be valuable to quickly show how, while we're waiting for some comments and questions, how to connect their Google account if they don't have their Google account connected?
Yeah, that's a great, yeah, I would definitely show that, because in order to add your Google integrations, you have to make sure that you're connected in ClassTag. And while you do that, Brittany, I'm going to drop in a super helpful flyer that explains ClassTag and Google Classroom being the perfect fit.
Awesome. Thank you, Danielle. So if you haven't connected Google at all with your ClassTag account, if you just signed up at the beginning of this meeting and you're kind of following along and learning a little bit, one thing that I would like you to do is we're going to look at your account settings. So we're going to look at how to use Google to sign into ClassTag so that you get all of the benefits of all of the great integrations we're doing with Google. So if you go to the hallway button at the top and then come down to account settings, you will scroll down the page, and here you go. You can see I've already connected, but I'll disconnect so that we can see how to do it together. So I'm going to click on Connect with Google. And if you're already logged into Chrome and your Chrome browser with your profile, you're just going to click your name that comes up, and you don't even have to type in a password. It's so easy. And then that will be the way that you go to sign in, so you don't have to remember to type in your password every time you sign into ClassTag from online. So we are going, and you can also, if you don't want to connect to your entire Google account, you can just connect certain aspects of your Google account. If you would like to take advantage of parent-teacher conferences with Google Meet attached, be sure to connect Google Calendar at least. Let's see, and we have that great resource. It's a great flyer that has a ton of, it's actually like multiple resources built into one. So make sure that you click on the link that Danielle posted in our chat. And yes, this is going to be recorded again, and you can find it on the ClassTag YouTube page. So if you just type ClassTag into YouTube, you'll be able to find our page, and we actually have tons of great how-to videos and tutorials and lots of really great content that can help you if you're sharing ClassTag with other people. So where did I find the settings? So I found the settings by clicking up here on this button. It's the 3 blue lines. And then you're going to go down and click on account settings. That was somebody asking. So that's how you do that. And that's how you connect to Google. And then once you're done with that, just click Save Changes so that everything that you've uploaded goes through. All right. Are there any other questions, Danielle?
I'm actually really excited to share our teacher resources to really help our teachers organize and plan how they're going to ensure everything's on ClassTag moving for the new school year. Are you ready for me to share that, Brittany?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Let me know when you see my screen. Do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying. Yep, I just need to get this cloak down. That's all. Oh. I'm not sure how to get it off. Let's see. Let me turn it off and on and see if that can work.
Okay, I stopped sharing.
Okay.
Let me try again. Do you see it now?
It is on and it's big. Yep.
Awesome.
So scroll so we can see the whole thing. That's all. There we go.
So I shared this document. If you open up the link I sent you with all of the resources from that we talked about for getting set up on ClassTag to our help center, joining our educators lounge, at the bottom, you're going to see under new, everything's on ClassTag resources. When you click that, it's going to bring you to this page right here. And basically, each of these cards are a link that you can click that just kind of gives you some best practices for many different things related to ClassTag. And really essentially going back to school with ClassTag. You can see here we have jumpstarting parent engagement with e-learning. We have an example family announcement that you can read and get ideas from, or you can copy and paste and use it for your first announcement on ClassTag. Some scripts to help you. I mean, when I was teaching elementary, I remember my first 2 years, I was actually pretty nervous to talk to some of my parents. And what's nice about this script is it kind of helps you find a great way to kind of connect with your parents, getting situated with them, getting them excited for the school year. We have digital etiquette for students during live sessions. I mean, Brittany, you were teaching during COVID, so I assume one of the best practices you remember is telling kids to like mute their microphone when they're not talking.
Yes, and the teacher having the privilege to be able to mute everybody. That was definitely fun, especially with virtual kindergarten morning meeting. We definitely had some really fun, spontaneous moments. Kids are definitely really fun to have meetings with, but it's great to also make sure that your expectations for how they are on the call ahead of time are clear, because a lot of students haven't really ever done this before. So everybody's really learning. We always hear a dog in the background when everybody's doing distance learning, or somebody has a little kiddo running in the room. So it's fun. It's an experience, and we have to really make the best of it. So it's good to share out the etiquette. Yeah.
And probably my most favorite that I think that a lot of you would find important for back to school is this ClassTag created parent communication log. So you can use this, and you can definitely use this as a Google Doc and make that an editable resource for you. Or this is something you can print out and be able to log all of your parent communication that you have. If you already know this, on ClassTag, you can actually download all of the communication messages in our feature messages with each of the parents that you have. After this, Brittany, I think we should probably show our teachers that as well. But if you are having other forms of communication that you want to log, in addition to using your messenger feature on ClassTag to export the conversation, you can use this log to fill it out so that throughout the school year, you're able to keep track of the communication you've had with your families.
All right, so I will show right now. So I will show the ClassTag page. So let me get my screen up. We'll make it nice and big. All right, is that big enough?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to look at the messenger feature and how to make an attachment there, correct?
I just showing them how they can export conversations as a way of logging communication.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to go to the messenger.
As clear as I could have been.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So can you walk me through this?
So, and I don't know if any of you noticed this, but overnight, our message bubble is no longer blue, but it's purple, my favorite color. That's exciting. And also to the left of it, which we should definitely go over as well, is the new notification center for ClassTag. So what I like about it is that it will track announcements, and it will also track items that are added to the backpack. But what's best about the notifications is that if you participate in more than one class, you will get notifications for announcements that are posted in other classrooms in the notification center. So if your buddy next door posts something, you're like, ooh, I'm happy I know about this. Maybe you want to post it in your class, or you just want to read it and be up to date on that. You'll get notifications for that.
All right, awesome. So let's look at, so Danielle, how do I export my conversation?
So click on a conversation you've already had, and then you're going to click on the name of the participant in the conversation. And then where you see the blue export button, you're going to click export. And you're going to get a banner at the top that says that it's going to send you an email, and you'll be able to download it. And when you go and check your email, you'll see it pop up, and it'll show the whole conversation. And it's that simple.
Danielle, you just blew my mind because I actually did not know how to do that yet. So thank you so much for teaching me that.
You're very welcome.
I learned with everybody here. Okay, so what are we going to go over next?
I have nothing else for tonight. I just hope everyone who joined tonight realizes that there's a lot you can do to keep everything streamlined in ClassTag. We have amazing tool integrations that you can use. And really, the sky's the limit on what you can do. It's just a matter of looking at what your school year is going to look like, the curriculum you're going to be teaching, the systems and routines you're going to be setting up for either virtual, in-person, or blended, and really thinking through how you can keep everything in ClassTag so that your parents are getting the best experience. You're basically teaching them communication etiquette so that they know what to do and how to do it, so that your school year is going to be a lot easier.
All right.
Any questions?
Danielle, that was a great closing statement. I just have to say, that was awesome. That's a great way to do it. So thank you everybody so much. Are there any last questions? We don't want to just hang up on anybody.
I'll send out those resources one more time.
All right. After she sends those out, we are going to be signing off. So please be sure to check into our YouTube account tomorrow, and you'll be able to rewatch this. Or if you wanted to share this with anybody that you know that you found this a little helpful, or your staff, you can share it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. The free resource is in the chat, so you can click on it and download that and get all of those resources in one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.